I decided to get a new bicycle from Walmart for $98 so I could put a motor on it and modify it so I could ride it down the road. I bought a 80cc 2-stroke bicycle kit so I could add it onto my bicycle, and it should go anywhere from 25 to 35 miles an hour. My package has finally came in. After 5 days, I ordered it on a Sunday and it came today, which is a Friday. So it's actually pretty good fast shipping from the website that I have bought it from. They gotta bring out the big guns. There we go. Oh, that's nice of them. They gave me a sticker. More tape. Piece older. They taped it together right there. That's strange. Another sticker. Order confirmation. Here it is. Bird Dog Lightning. Instructions. Got a bag full of stuff in here. All the cables. The spark plug and the motor. Got to put this on. It's big and heavy. And then the spoke. Here. That's all the cables. Looks like there's the exhaust pipe. Muffler, I mean. This should be the gas tank. Which I don't know if it's plastic or not, or metal. Next package, which is the gas tank. And some more bolts. Yes, this part went straight through the packaging. It's a thin metal or ceramic, and the lid and everything is in here. I'm excited to put this together. One of my main worries was that the motor wasn't going to fit in between this area of the bicycle, but so I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go like this, lean like that, or something like that. So yeah, it'd probably fit. So I'm glad this bike has these wires on the bottom of the rail, because the gas tank would actually fit perfectly right there. I mean, that's gonna look so cool, in my opinion. There are a lot of things that came in this package. We got the motor with everything. It's totally unattached and everything. We got the motor head to it that we have to attach ourselves. I could have had it already pre-installed onto the motor itself, but that would have been $30 extra, and I didn't want to do it $30 extra. This is what we have. Need to not lose these, but good thing I do know how to do this somewhat. We got a spoke. Looks like it has a little bit for the motor to actually turn the tires. Then we got a bag of goodies. So we got the acceleration cable, or the clutch cable. This is the cable that connects the gas to the motor, or it either sucks out the gas or pulls in the gas. This is the button to press to stop the motor and to stop the entire bicycle. Here, these are the handlebars. They come with the kit. This one is for revving. This one is for the other side, which is the clutch, but I don't think that you use hand brake as a clutch, so it's just nice that they make a mat. Got a spring, actually 2 springs, and a little nut. I'm gonna keep those in the bag so I won't lose them. We got whatever this is. I actually have no idea. It's something to go on the motor. I do know that. Looks like it has holes. We got the gas can, or gas tank. It's actually really nice. It will mount perfectly on my bike, so I'm excited about that. We got the spark plug. We use it for actually starting the engine. Then we got these bags of parts. This is a mount. It has washers and everything in this bag, so I'm going to keep these in here as well. And I'm going to put it in this bigger bag. So this is a cap, the gas cap. I think you peel this off, It's the gas cap where it connects into here, so you can tighten it up and gas won't spill out. Simple. Then we got this load, a bag full of more parts. Oh no, this is a fuel line. Wherever you turn it for the fuel to pass through to the motor. This is a cable, might be the gas cable. Here's the clutch handle brake thing. I say brake thing as in it's actually this brake.
Actually, this mechanism replaces the left or front brake that in return allows the clutch to be engaged.
We got these pads to go on the back tire. We got the chain tensioner. We got this plastic thing, which we're gonna find out what that does. It looks like a little filter of some sort. We got some bolts and stuff to hold stuff in place. We actually got the muffler. It's really big. We're gonna need to start putting stuff on this side. Got more bags of stuff. We got the chain. Don't keep it in this bag though. Got another plastic rubbery thing. Make sure that nothing gets scratched. And the last thing I have is the chain guard, so that clothes won't get hung in the chain while going 30 miles an hour, and that the chain, if it flies off, it won't hit you. Then I got the instructions that tells us what's all in the kit and possibly how to put it together. I need to read into it. So I'm excited to get this thing started.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
So to take the chain out, we're gonna have to remove the brakes so that the tire rubber rim would be able to get out from between the brakes. Okay, we finally got the tire off. My camera died whenever we finally got this finished, so I'm gonna have to start using my phone. Everything. You see, there's a nice tire and everything.
Around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes.
Okay, so I have a confession to make. We finished building this. I didn't record any of the footage of us because it was a tedious project. It took us 3 days to complete. But I did get us taking off the tire and everything. But this thing runs fine. It does. This thing runs really good. It takes a while for it to start up because I had to choke it. It seems like it was sucking air a little bit. There's no way of fixing that as of right now. Okay, so I'm here at a location. Almost hidden location. Got to put these up. There you go. I'm here at a different location now. I'm gonna get a few passes by. This thing cannot go fast up hills. Need to get a better angle of me going down the hill. It's a long walk. Okay, we're going. Now, I had to fix my phone's position. There, I'm back to where I started. I did not want to point the camera up because I don't want to show people my location. Hey, y'all want to have a race? Y'all want to have a race? I got a motor on my bike.
Oh, bet you can jump fast.
Yeah, about 35 miles an hour.
Your battery down, then we'll race.
Yeah. Finally did some maintenance on the thing. I'll tell you what I changed. So what we had to do was use a zip tie to pull up gas line so it wouldn't be so close to the motor, and the motor wouldn't heat up the rubber gas line to make it come apart and leak gas. We figured out when the muffler was leaking, and that's just normal. Tell you what I changed. So like I mentioned before, we had to change that. So this part, like I said, was getting to that part and burning it right here. See, it's black from touching up against that thing, so we had to zip tie it like right there. And that works. Looks like there's a little leakage right there though. I don't know if you see that. Looks kind of like there's a leakage. But no, like this thing kept leaking, the muffler or the exhaust pipe kept leaking whenever I got done with it, but apparently that's a normal thing for it to do. Mentioned that before. Let's see how much gas I got left. Full tank. It's a full tank of gas. I always want to make sure when I'm out here I don't run out of gas. The gas mileage on this thing is really good. I might do a video on how much mileage I get out of this thing. It's good mileage though. This thing goes pretty fast too. So if you haven't seen the last video, we showed me and my dad building this, and I rode it some, and there's these an older couple, really nice people. I showed them my bike and everything. They thought it was cool.
Oh, bet you can jump fast.
So please watch the other video if you haven't already. I got my water. And I got some of these. As far as right now, isn't too bad. The only things we had to work on was because of our rigging right here. So the carburetor wouldn't fit because the bike was too small, and so we had to rig it to where it's actually pointing off to the side a little bit, and that caused some problems of the carburetor wanting to suck some air, which causes the bike not to go as fast as it should be. But we can't really do nothing about that other than the fact that I accidentally dropped the bike, broke the carburetor off of the pipe because we use the PVC pipe to connect it. So we broke that. We had to go back to Lowe's, and then we had to buy more pipe to put it on the carburetor. And this time the carburetor is shorter, so it doesn't stick out as much. We had to, because the bike was too small, we had to fix this. But other than that, I mean, it's fine. I mean, later on we might have some problems we're gonna have to deal with, like lubricating some chains or something like that. But other than that, I mean, as of right now, after a week of having it, we had no maintenance. I heard people had problems of leakage, like at this area. I haven't had a leakage there yet, and a leakage, or yeah, the head leaking, haven't had that problem yet. So it just depends on how you build it, I guess, and how long you have it and how hard you ride it. The problems I did face was that these wires right here, the green one, which controls the kill switch, got undone, fell out, so we had to put it back in there. I drove my bike with the speedometer on my phone, which is in the bottom left corner. I'll be back after this section of the video. So the top speed was 28.6 miles per hour, but that was going down a hill. But going up a hill, I have somewhere around 10 mile an hour to 12 mile an hour. It depends on how steep the hill is. The steeper the hill, the slower I go. So the average speed that I have gotten was 16.2 miles per hour, which is not a lot because I was wanting to get somewhere between 25 to 35 mile an hour, but I have a few reasons why it might be getting slow, and I might try to fix those things in the next episode. The first thing is that the tires were a little flat. When you air up a tire, then the motor will have less of a strain to spin the tires, so that might help with a few extra miles to go faster. And also, I'm gonna have to work on the carburetor head. I've seen where people have drilled holes in it to get more airflow within the carburetor, which goes to the motor, which will make it faster. I will be trying to make my bicycle go faster than the last episode, but in the last episode I said that the tire pressure was low, which it wasn't. It has the perfect amount of air in the tires. I do want to add to the list though, number 3, which would be that the bike is sucking air, which causes it to go slower, and we're gonna need to fix that. We ended up drilling holes in the carburetor, which I do think that helps a lot. I have seen it to where people took the air filter off completely to get more speed, but I don't want to do that because it has a risk of actually getting particles and dust or rocks into the carburetor and tear it up. Which this part of the process wasn't too hard. The only thing that we encountered was that the cap wanted to keep spinning because of the drill bit was getting hung on the edges. So this is what it looks like with all the holes in it. It doesn't look too bad. Then I started to put it back together. I put the air filter into the carburetor head, which then after that I put the air filter guard on so it protects it from actually going into the carburetor. Then I screwed everything back in, made sure it was tight, and I was good to go.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's not.
Which, in case you couldn't count, we put 4 holes in the carburetor head. That should be more than enough to get more airflow into the carburetor. Spilling. So here I was getting ready to ride it down to my grandparents' house, but then I noticed that it would not start. It would not crank the motor, and something wasn't going. At first I thought it was just a choke. Not wanting to start the motor in one go like usual. But then I realized that the carburetor was broken and there is too much air coming in, not wanting to start the motor. So I couldn't ride it at all. We was gonna have to fix it. The carburetor broke again. So that's what happened. The whole carburetor just fell right off. So I'm gonna need to use Gorilla Tape to duct tape it. I know I probably shouldn't be doing that, but I am. See if it worked. I think the gas is eating up on the pipe right there. So this is where it broke. So my dad's gonna take this part to work, and he's gonna try to create the same thing, same exact thing, but sticks out and comes over this way. So he's gonna make it out of metal because the gas is eating off the PVC pipe. So our rigging didn't work. Well, it lasted for a little while, but the gas is eating off the plastic pipe. So all he's gonna do, I'm gonna have to take this off and then put it back in there. Give it to him to work tomorrow. Allen wrenches, I need those. I think that might work. Grab that one case. So my dad finished the carburetor, but here's the side-by-side view of the original and the new one. We started putting it on the bicycle, but we realized that the carburetor would not fit on the new piece that my dad made at work, so we had to grind off some of it to make it fit. And after we did that, it worked perfectly fine. So I got the app on my phone for the speedometer, and I decided to go ride it with the speedometer, which, to remind you, I can't see the speedometer. It's in my back pocket. But I actually hit my personal best, which was 29 miles per hour. Which actually wasn't going down the hill, it was going on a straightaway, which is pretty good. It's starting to pick up speed because all the air going into the carburetor, which I do believe that the holes in the carburetor did help. So my average speed was 15.4 miles per hour, which I think is a little worse than the last episodes, which was 16, or a little over 16. But I do believe that's because I have been stopping at stop signs this time, and then the last time I just yielded instead of stopping completely. So my top speed was 29 miles an hour, like I mentioned before, and like I said before also, is that it surprised me, because I did not achieve this going down the hill like I thought originally. Now my dad, he beat my top speed and he went 30 miles an hour. However, the app I was using did not save his time. It's hot up here. It's really hot today. I'm gonna do wheelie. I can't do wheelie on this thing. So I forgot to mention that in the first episode, the older couple that I was talking about, they took pictures of me. I'm gonna try to make my bike the fastest that I can. What we did by starting off is that we took off the muffler off of this. So now it's louder and it goes faster. See, we actually did a test, a speed test, which is in this video. It goes faster up hills now. It's normally slow. We might get up to 10 or 11 miles per hour going uphill. It's still better than pedaling up. It did sound like a weed eater, but now it sounds like a motorcycle. I'll put the comparisons right here, right now. There you go. I got that footage. It's good. You can see where the tire trims have been rubbing off, but we had all we could do is we could take the rubber part off after taking the tire off the bike and put a new one on, but we have to deflate this and buy another rubber piece go around it. But that's better than having to replace the entire tire. Now I was encountering some problems. The chain got too loose, and what it did is that it slipped off the sprocket into my tire, which bent some of it, which you could probably see right here. It bent it a little bit, but it's still drivable. So we tensioned it. It actually happened while I was in the middle of the riding down the road. So I had to get the chain out, and then I had to slowly drive it home, which then was able to put it back on. So we're going to do a speed test. Now in the last episode, my top speed was 29 miles per hour. I could possibly get this up faster. This is supposed to be an endurance video, see how long it lasts, which I'll tell you this, the gasoline has been getting low quicker because I broke it in, and so it uses up more gas, which is still good. I'm still on my first 2 gallons of gas that I have gotten like 2 weeks ago, so that's still pretty good. So I had somebody ask me in my comments of my first video if I could tell them which oil and how much, what ratio to put in with the gas for the bike, and what brand do I use. Well, I replied to them, but I bet many people have the same question, so I'm just going to say it in this video. I use a Mag 1 2-cycle engine oil, which is synthetic blend from O'Reilly's. It works really good. Before break-in, I do a 40-to-1 ratio. After break-in, it's a 30-to-1 ratio. This oil only goes down to 32-to-1, which is perfectly fine, which I think that most people use 32-to-1 anyway. However, it might just burn a little quicker than 30-to-1. It won't do nothing bad to the engine or anything. So that's what I use, and that's what it looks like if you want to go get some. And this specific bottle has ounces on it on the top, and all you gotta do is squeeze it, and it goes up into that tube right there. This is one that's almost empty, so. But then you fill it up to the amount, which on the back here, there is the ratio. And for a 32.1 to 1 ounce, you have to have 4 ounces of oil for every gallon of gas. And then that's that's after the breaking in of the bike. But the 40 to 1 ratio is 3.2 ounces of oil to 1 gallon of gas before you break it in. So that's the measurements. And all you gotta do, if you have a gas can, you could just fill it up with the 2 gallons of gas. Then you take 8 ounces if it's broken in, or 6.4 ounces if it's not broken in. Pour it in there, then just shake the gallon of gas barely. You don't want to shake it too hard, it is gasoline. And then you just pour it in the bike. On this trip, just remember that the speedometer is a little bit slower than the actual camera. It's really hard for me to sync them up whenever I record them separately. And also my GoPro that was mounted to my bike lifted up, and so half the footage wasn't usable. So I made it to 31 miles per hour. Like I mentioned before, going up hills gets me to 11 miles per hour. This is my new personal best. And originally, I did hit 33 miles per hour going down the same road, but my phone did not screen record it, and my GoPros didn't record it.